Okay, welcome back to my opinion. This little video is going to be about the Sig P320 again and Sig Sauer in general. I've been seeing a lot of videos ever since it came out that the airmen, there's some foul play or something different about the what we know about the airman who was shot in the chest and killed. Here's the thing about that. We don't know what happened. Someone was charged with several things, but notice one of those charges was involuntary manslaughter, which means this guy probably, whoever the person was, the other person, probably had no intent. So it's probably an accident. It could have been that he had a loaded firearm and was pointing it at people. I kind of doubt that. What I'm thinking it probably was he had it. The other guy had it, set it down or moved it around or something, and it still went off, an uncommanded discharge. But it was just someone else. And being a kid, he freaked out and just said he didn't know what happened, blah, blah, blah. He wasn't there, whatever. They found out later he lied, which is one of the charges, basically. So that's more or less probably that's what I think probably went down. Which, what does that mean? That means the gun still probably had an uncommanded discharge. Now, a lot of people, since that has come out, oh, well, I guess the SIG's okay and all this. No, it's not. I mean, forget about everything. Forget about what SIG says. Forget about the Wyoming Gun Project guy. Forget about the stupid screws in the trigger. You know, that was dumb anyway. That'll do. One guy showed a video where that worked on multiple guns, including Glocks. Of course it does. When you bring the trigger back to the wall and then try to see how far past the wall you can get before it goes off, that's what it's supposed to do. So forget about that. Here's what we know for a fact, though. Here's what everyone has seen with their own eyes. Now, there is one possibility in this. What have we seen with our own eyes? We have seen Sig Sauer P320s going off in holsters, uncommanded, without fingers in the. We see the hands elsewhere doing other things, getting in and out of cars by police officers, etc. We see that. Lots of them. There's quite a few of them. And these are the ones that are actually caught on camera. Imagine all the ones that is not caught on camera. And I've heard people even say, oh, well, it seems to only be cops doing this. Cops are the only ones walking around with cameras on their chest. The average Joe Schmo citizen who has an uncommanded discharge with one of these probably isn't recording it. He's probably on his farm shooting tin cans, and it goes off. What's he supposed to do? Get on a forum and tell him it happened to him? Nobody's going to hear him. So I'm sure it happens a lot more than just with the cops. It's just not being recorded and filmed and put on the YouTube. But we know for a fact that these things are going off in holsters. And you know, just like the cop walking to her car with luggage. Oh, well, you know, and then SIG came back and said, well, things are getting in the holsters. That's an awful lot of things getting in an awful lot of holsters that are made specifically for this gun. And even then, if that's the case, if that's true, that's still a problem. SIG needs to do something about that. If your gun is that temperamental, then that needs to be fixed. We don't see it happening with Glocks. Things aren't getting in the triggers of Glocks and causing them to go off. or any other firearms. We just don't see it. And there's a whole lot more Glocks out there than there are Sig Sauers. 20-some million in the hands of law enforcement, etc. Whereas 2.5, 3 million Sig Sauers, P320s. So, and we're not even seeing it with other Sig Sauer products. It's primarily the P320. And then there's quality issues with the P365. We're not even going to go into those. You can look those up yourself. Those have all kinds of problems too. I wouldn't trust anything new from Sig. But, so yeah, you know, let's not forget about what we're seeing with our own eyes. Don't get gaslit by Sig Sauer, that's a company that's led by a guy who did the same thing with Kimber and ruined their quality until he left, and then quality went back to Kimber. You know, why have they not fired him, you ask? Because he's making them tons of money. They're shareholders. Sig Sauer has proven they're not much of a company with any scruples about them. They don't seem to care about you and I. But you just need to look at what you see with your own eyes. All these Sig P320s going off in holsters, that's not normal, and we don't see it with other firearms. So don't get caught up in the whole, oh, well, that airman, there's more to it than we know, so everything's okay. That's stupid. Don't be that dumb. But yeah, just, you know, if you are going to carry one, or if you know, just please don't bring it around me. And use your own eyes. You see it with your own eyes on video with all these cops. And these are the ones we know about, the ones that, thanks to body cameras and so forth, we were able to get on film proof of, and room cameras, etc. So yeah, and it's not happening with other firearms. If it were holsters and things in holsters, it would be happening with other guns like Glocks, etc. There's still more Glocks in the hands of cops than there are Sig Sauers. So anyway, that's my opinion. Tell me what you think. Leave me a comment. Tell me I'm stupid. Tell me, you know, you agree, or tell me you're still not sure. Like, share, and subscribe. Stay safe. Be safe. And get rid of your Sig P320.